Yeah, you got to go to your party chat there and make sure it's turned on. Alrighty.
Include my audio.
Just double check and make sure that the stream is live. This has happened to me a few times in the past where it looks like we are and then we're not. So I always just double check it on my phone, make sure that the stream is active. And as soon as I usually get people chatting or I get a viewer, then I usually go ahead and I kind of do the official start.
Nice.
Looks, yep, we've got...
I'm like horrible at this game.
We have got a viewer. Okay, a little Bon. Bon Gaming is in the house. He's the first one up. That means we can officially get this stream slash podcast on the road. Okay, guys, how are you this evening? Spider-Man, what is going on? Bon, welcome to the podcast, the stream here on Mixer. I am Newf Nukem. I am back after, I guess, over a month of hiatus. As you guys probably know, I've been sort of set back due to a surgery, and it was kind of tough for me to kind of stream, especially with the heat inside my condo and et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, all the excuses aside, here I am. I'm back with episode 21, mixing it up with Newf, and I am super excited to have with me after, I've been trying to get him on for a little while, but I was trying to get through the list, and that is my good buddy, Xbox Phantom E9. Great dude, he's an awesome community supporter. We go way back to some early episodes of the Console Corner, believe it or not, was where I first met him. A good friend of ours on there, and he came on and did some guest spots, and ever since then we've been kind of friends, and we chat, and we follow each other on Twitter, etc., etc. He is also entrenched in the Xbox community. He's well, I'm going to get him to explain a little bit his connection to some of the developers and Mixer and different things, because I know you're tied up with all that, Xbox Phantom. So anyway, man, welcome to episode 21. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe about some of those awesome connections that you have, and how you kind of got involved in video gaming.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just trying to get this chat up so I can see what everybody's all talking about, see what you guys are saying.
Yeah, we got 4 people in here.
I'm also, yeah. So, as you were saying, you know, way back in the day, we were, we actually battled it out to get the spot on the Console Corner.
That's right.
We had a tryout, and I lost because I suck, but you know. And I held it against you to this day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true. I had to go up against a lot of awesome people, actually.
Yeah, it was a dope ass time, definitely. So a lot of what I've been doing my whole gaming career, you know, since Atari 2600 days. I mean, that's going way back.
Oh, you got some dust on you there.
Yes, indeed. So, what actually went down is I started getting into PC gaming and all that later on in life after Nintendo and PlayStation. And I got into a little program with Microsoft as an insider. And I did a lot of beta testing for Microsoft for, matter of fact, XP way back in the day.
Wow.
Before it launched. So I helped beta test that, alpha test it, and help build up what was known as an insider program with Xbox. And we took a lot of stuff from the Windows-based insider program over to the Xbox side, and I became, you know, involved in that over 5-6 years ago now. So with all that, I get invited up to, you know, E3s, PAX West, stuff like that, to, you know, represent Xbox as an ambassador. I've been a part of the ambassador program also since it went live. So I'm kind of entrenched deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did get to go to the latest E3, did you not? And you got a chance to check out some games on the showroom floor. So tell us about that experience, like from your perspective, what it's like to be there and that sort of stuff.
Goodbye.
E3 is, I think, one of Most amazing experiences I've ever had a pleasure in taking part in. I mean, I've been there 5 years in a row now.
Nice. We're all jealous. We're
I've been
jealous.
to the Xbox briefing. Yeah, Xbox briefing now. This was my third year. 2 years with FanFest with Chris Munson
Mm-hmm.
and all those freaking amazing ass guys.
So
So I
Phantom,
mean,
like, what was the atmosphere like this year, though, compared to other years? Because this year, obviously, there was a lot of worry with Xbox fans. We weren't really sure what to expect. At the end of the day, they came up and blew things out of the water, I think, and went beyond expectations for a lot of people. So what was the atmosphere like this year compared to, say, maybe the last couple you've been to?
this year over last year, most definitely there was a lot more chatter in our queue lines
Mm-hmm.
before we actually got to go into the Microsoft Theater. More people were like, what are they going to talk about? You know, all the different rumors and everything like that. I knew of the new studio in Santa Monica
Yeah.
just because I literally live an hour or so away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some other developers. Where I'm at in San Diego, we got Rockstar Games just out and around. We got the people who develop Rocket League, Daybreak Games, who does H1Z1,
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings Online. They're all in the area, and we all communicate together and stuff like that. So when the developers are coming to me and saying, "Hey, what's up with this new studio in Santa Monica?" I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"What?" Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, it's called what, the
So,
Initiative or something, right? With that Gallagher guy, I think it
yeah,
is,
it,
who
it
was
didn't even have a
formerly.
name. It was
Yeah.
just, hey, we're looking for everybody from bottom to the top. And so this year's E3, I knew they were going to push Mixer more, have a bigger presence with Mixer
Right.
and everything like that. And so more people were concerned about what was going to be talked about, like games, because
Right.
we already had the X. So more people were just like speculating on the different games that were going to be coming out, if there were going to be any, if there were going to be exclusives, or was a new
Yeah.
Gears coming, or Halo, or
Right.
that kind of stuff. But once we got into the actual Microsoft Theater, um,
Yeah.
that's when everybody got nervous and got quiet. It was like the weirdest thing. Everybody was excited outside, talking, chit-chatting, but
Yeah.
when those lights went down, everybody's like, "Oh shit, okay, here it goes,
Yeah,
here it goes."
here it goes.
You know, and they got nervous.
Nice.
You can see the nerves. They're like, "Okay, what?" And
Let's
then
give a
it
shout
went
out
crazy
to
after that.
Let's give a shout out to some awesome people up in the chat. Spider-Man356, Crazy Greek Dude is here. Stinking Corpse is up in the house. Who else we got in here, guys? Make sure that you keep the chat active so I can give you guys a shout out. I appreciate you being here. It's been a long time since I've done this. So kudos to you guys. If you guys don't know what the purpose of mixing up a Newf is, it's just like a mixer stream. It's really not much different. It's only I kind of run sort of a semi-podcast while I'm doing it. And basically, the overall premise is to give members of our community a chance to shine, a chance to introduce themselves to a lot of new gamers and a lot of people who don't know them. And I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know Xbox Phantom, so it's a great opportunity for him to say hello to everybody, to introduce himself. You get a little background information about him, and hopefully you'll be able to add him on Xbox or on Mixer or all of his other ways. And we'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, this is the whole purpose. Also, so let's get back to some questions. Xbox Phantom. Obviously, great E3, but let's get into a little bit of background stuff, man. What are your first gaming memories? What was your earliest console? And maybe what was your favorite console from past generations?
Oh shit! First console, like I said, was a 2600,
2600?
and Burger Time was
Burger
my freaking game. Burger Time. I don't know why. I even own like mini consoles, like the little mini arcade versions of that, and I play the hell out of that still. Like I have one in my car, so when I'm on my lunch break, I'll actually play Burger Time.
Right.
I don't know why. I mean, I have a Switch and stuff like that, but I have it's a little bitty mini arcade looking game. They came out with Frogger and a bunch of other ones, but I got Burger Time.
Nice. Burger
So I
time.
mean, that's my first game, first console. I remember the 2600, and then television had Dungeons and Dragons, so I was playing that as well.
Right.
Those were my two big games then, and I think the D&D side of it is what kind of pushed me more so into. Now I love a lot of RPGs.
Gotcha.
So, and with Burger Time, you know, I'm kind of like drawn over to like the Cuphead style stuff.
Right.
And everything like that. So,
Nice. Come on down and just vote on this voyage. We'll set sail here, so we're not stuck at the port too long and get fucking bombed while we're sitting here shooting the breeze. So we'll go down and vote on the maps right here. I can do the steering, you do the navigating.
I don't know how to do any of this.
Okay. So, all right. Now, did you vote? Did you vote on the voyage? Press X.
I hit X.
Jago!
Yes.
Christina, what's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Okay, so no, you haven't voted on. Oh, hang on. Here we go. We got it now. All right, so we got our map. We're gonna go find us a treasure. The prominent Jorge El Fuerte. Jorge El Fuerte.
I unlocked achievement. That'll tell you how much I've played this.
Oh, really? All right. So, okay. So, we got to go to the island. We got to figure out which island, of course, we're going to. And this one's actually got 3 treasure chests on it. So I got to find it down here on the map table, or you got to find it. You can pull up your right bumper button and bring up your map, just to see what it looks like. So right bumper, pull up your map. It should be pretty close.
Scrolling
Usually
through this map.
Yeah, bills suck, so you definitely need to pick yourself up Game Pass, Christina, because that's the way to go. My buddy Freejack was nice enough to gift me like 6 months of it like last week, and I've already been putting it to fantastic use, so.
Yeah, one of these days I'll pay for my Game Pass, but it is definitely worth the pickup, that is for sure.
Okay, so let me see what this island looks like.
I don't see this little island.
This island kind of looks like a big peanut. It's got like 2 nipples on it. So find a giant looking peanut with 2 nipples in it, or let me use the table and I'll find it.
I'll let you find it.
Okay, so let's find our boat first on the table, because it's usually close by. Oh. No, it's not the old boot. No, it's not that one. It's not the Paradise Spring. Maybe it's in the lower quadrant. It's not Lookout Point. Not Sharkbait Cove. Maybe this one is a bit further away. Usually they're like really close to where you're going. It's not Fool's Lagoon. Oh, here it is. The Crooked Masts. There we go. Oh.
That used to be my nickname back in high school.
The Crooked Mast. Alright, so we are going to be going, now that I've got it marked, let me just see, I gotta pull out here a little bit. Alright, well, it looks like we're going north by northeast. North by northeast, alright. So there you go. Yeah, Game Pass is a great value. So you started with the Atari 2600. Burger Time was obviously. So what's been one of your favorite old time consoles? Let's raise the anchor here.
Old consoles, like first gens. I was NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Gotcha. All right, let's lower the mast.
And I played the NES for years. I never got into Super Nintendo, GameCube, anything like that. Because I was into baseball, and I played from Little League all the way up until minor A.
Nice.
So I didn't really have a lot of time for gaming.
Okay.
When I did get back into gaming, it was PS1.
Okay.
Actually.
So what were some of the games that you really adored on the PS1? Hey, Ash and Luca, what's up?
Final Fantasy. That was my
guy?
big one.
Nice.
Yeah, Final Fantasy and
how about Grand
of course
Theft Auto?
baseball. You know.
Grand Theft Auto. What was
I
it?
did
Grand
play
Theft Auto 3 was huge on the PS. Was it PS1 or PS2? PS2, right? Yeah, it was.
I wasn't even into Grand Theft Auto, honestly. I played it on PC, original Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Top-down Grand Theft Auto.
I
wasn't like a huge. I wasn't a huge gamer at first. Not until I had an OG Xbox.
OG
I didn't really game all that much. I played Elder Scrolls on that and on the PC.
So of the Xbox consoles, which one is your favorite? I'm assuming you had all the Xbox consoles, right?
I've had the OG, the 360, the One, Slim, and Scorpio edition.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I kind of got them all.
Which I think I'm trying to turn the sail around here because I think our sail is. Oh shit, we might be getting a storm going on here. Okay, let me just see where we're going. I gotta look down over the. I gotta look down and see where we're going. Yeah, we're still heading the right course. You can look down over the back and see the map. So we still got to go a little bit more north here right now. So of the Xbox,
I'm trying.
No, I'm spinning this around here. Of the Xbox consoles, and which one has been your favorite, and what what games are you really excited about or playing right now?
My favorite? Shoot. I'm loving the Xbox One family.
Yeah.
As far as the 360 had its awesome run with all the games that came out for it, pushing the envelope, the technology and power. But I think once the Xbox One came out, more developers were starting to push the envelope with your Rise, your Quantum Break.
Right.
They're moving into different genres and thinking more outside the box kind of games.
Yeah. Well, like I was having this discussion with someone like I think it was today or last night, and I was saying how like 360 introduces to a lot of great new IPs, but at the same time, I think the IPs we have now, even though many of them are sequels, they're so much more improved. I think the graphics, the level design, the AI is so much more realized now with the power of the current systems than where we were on the 360. So while a lot of great games on the 360, it just feels like they've evolved so much more on this console. And I really like the Xbox One myself.
Right.
What games are you looking forward to this?
I was at the launch for the Fat Box One.
Yeah.
Was my nickname for it. I was actually at launch for it. So I saw that 1 terabyte beach come out, and I own a day one edition of it. It's actually my daughter's Xbox now. I have a day one edition of the Slim, and of course I have Project Scorpio. But as far as the Xbox One family, shoot, Assassin's Creed is my franchise.
Nice.
I was just talking about this in stream earlier. And I don't know,
What's up, Puppet
I
Master?
have every single game. I have every game of that.
Yes,
franchise,
that's great. Yeah, and I remember a couple of weeks ago you were talking to him and asking someone about one of your streams. I think you were saying you were missing one. You were missing Liberation, and now they've just announced back compat for that too.
Yeah, I absolutely lost my fucking mind. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that shit. I was like, holy crap, you got to be kidding me. I was just saying, come on, give me Liberation. Give me Liberation, backwards compat, come on.
Did you play those side-scroller ones? Those ones they also gave away for free?
I played the Russia...
China, India, Russia?
India, yeah. I have all 3 of those as well.
Yeah. What would you think?
The side-scrollers are kind of neat.
I haven't tried them yet, but what are they like? Are they long games? Are they just kind of side level to side level with some Assassin's Creed stuff in it?
they're like a typical side-scrolling game. But what they do though is they give you more of a backstory onto the whole Assassin's Creed universe and stuff like that. So it gives you like background history to the assassins and their involvement in China.
Go get some rest, buddy. I know it's late in your neck of the woods.
Or wherever you may be. So it's pretty cool.
Cool, man. I'll have to give those a try. I got them downloaded anyway, but I haven't played them yet. There's just too much stuff in the backlog, eh? So,
right?
I always ask this question. So, what would be, okay, I think you might have answered this, but what would be your favorite console then of all time up to this point? And what would be 3 games that you would take with you if you were stuck somewhere, say, on a deserted cabin or an island, but yes, you could at least have internet. But what 3 games did you take with you? They can be from any generation, different consoles. A very tough question, but I always like to know the answer.
Let's see. Well, shit, it'd have to be an Xbox just because of the community, the friends that I've made over the years and everything like that. Right. So it's definitely an Xbox. It would most likely be a Scorpio just because I need that power. I can't go back. I've tried to play Minecraft with my daughter on the fat box one. I'm like, what is this trash?
Right.
So it'd definitely be a Scorpio. 3 games that I would bring. I do need a survival game. So I would bring along like a State of Decay 2. Nice. Big open world, okay. Open-ended kind of story. I would bring along like an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Which would be your favorite from that series?
Odyssey.
Okay.
My favorite so far is Origin.
Right. But you're thinking
Origin.
You're thinking Odyssey's going to dethrone that one for you?
Odyssey, and only because I had I got to go to Ubisoft closed door event, and we actually got hands-on more so with Odyssey. That's really all I can say.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be,
but it sounds like it impressed the hell out of you.
Into oblivion.
Yeah, gotcha. I hear you. But you were impressed with it, I take it. And I'm sure you can say that much, right?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you're going to start seeing the gameplay and stuff come out. And it's impressive. I like it a lot. So, I mean, if you loved Origins, and I've put 40, 50, 60 hours into it, I can't even tell you how many hours I put into that game. But it's definitely one that I'll put another 50, 60 hours into without even blinking.
Yeah, I've probably got well over 60 right now into Origins, and I'm like nowhere close to completing half the side missions or the map. It's insane. Man, I can't see shit. Like, it's so damn dark out here. Like, holy hell. I know we're coming up on the island.
Some island like dead ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna. That's our island we're going to. I'm gonna get ready to drop the anchor. So.
All right.
So you said State of Decay. You said probably Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins for now, but mostly Odyssey. And what else?
I would definitely go with something from Forza.
Right.
Either a Horizon or a Motorsport.
Yeah. Good call. You know what's funny is many times, this is a 21st episode I've had, and very rarely does anybody ever pick a Nintendo game, which is really weird. Hey, Gareen, what's going on? Like, you'd think a lot of people would say like Mario Galaxy or Mario 3 or something along that line, right? And it's like, no matter what, like, most people don't tend to pick Nintendo, which is really weird, eh? Like, it just kind of tells you that I think a lot of its fan base has sort of outgrown Nintendo's games. Like, while they are fond memories, a lot of us just can't see us like playing them for long periods of time or that sort of thing. And like, I got none on my top 3 list either. All right, we're coming in here.
I mean,
think
for me,
maybe cannons on this island. I'm not sure.
As far as like Nintendo games, I mean, I got Splatoon, Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, but they just don't hold my attention like they used to.
Yeah.
Like an Assassin's Creed game or even like a
Yeah.
Forza.
I hear you, man.
And I play the crap out of Skyrim. I don't want to buy it for a 5th time, so.
No.
And yes, I have bought it 4 different damn times. Screw you.
I was gonna say they might as well put Skyrim on a pair of underwear because it's been on everything else.
I think I actually have Skyrim boxers, so yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I see a galleon off in the distance, right ahead of us there. We better keep an eye on that sucker, because if we're not paying attention, he might come along and drop us. We got to go on this island. I just can't see where the fucking dock or anything is yet. We got our 3 treasures here. Awesome. So we're going to get right into some topics here right away. We're going to leave some questions open later on in the show for Phantom, so you guys can have a chance to ask him some stuff. Well, where you live, man? Obviously you're in the States, so where you at?
I'm in Southern California. San Diego.
I guess I should have figured that since you were saying how you went to the expos and stuff. So. Cool. So you've been gaming a long time, 2600. That's good stuff. What game are you really playing right now? What's floating your boat?
I'm kind of freaking all over the place, as I've always been as a gamer. But the few that have caught me, of course, I'm playing Liberation right now because I didn't play it when they dropped the 3-pack on 360 with Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag. I already owned them.
Right.
So I've been doing a run through.
Drop the anchor. Drop the anchor here.
And
there you go. That's good.
And I've been playing Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Okay.
Because that's another one I missed.
I'm gonna raise the sail because if we got to make a getaway, this will be quicker to. Okay, hang on. Before we jump off, let's see what's going on. We have, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off here. We got a small, we have got a small sloop dead to the west of us here. I can see the mast going around those cliff rocks. Where's my, okay. So there is a sloop to the west. It's, you can see the sail on it right now. It's up.
Oh, yeah.
Dead ahead to the west, and I know there was, like I said, that galleon behind us. It's still behind us. I don't think they even see us, but we just got to keep an eye on that. We got no treasures now anyway, so if they sink us, it's not a big deal. AC Rogue was another good. You know, my favorite AC game so far, I'm going to say, my favorite Assassin's Creed games, and this is going to sound odd, but my favorite is Origins and the very first one. And the very first one because I remember how amazing that game was in the year that came out. I really liked Altair. I liked the setting of the Templars. I found that also the first game, while it was a little rough around the edges in terms of combat and the climbing and navigation, I liked how the first game was just more visceral, the combat and stuff, and I liked how like the first game didn't have the big open world. It didn't have as many distracting side missions and stuff, so I thought that was pretty cool. Thanks for hosting, Jago. All right, so let's go find these treasures. We got to figure out first off, let's figure out which side of the island that we're actually on so I can get a better idea where these treasures are. So if I look down here, we are basically almost on the south side of the island facing west. Okay, so now let's bring up our map. Yeah, we're out by one of the rocks. Okay, I think there's a rock next to us here. Yeah, so once we get on the island, we gotta watch out. There's no fucking sharks in the water either. Just kill us all before we get in. Alright, let's rock and roll. Okay, you got your weapons and everything ready to roll?
I don't have weapons.
I
have no weapons.
You have no weapons?
I don't know how to get my weapons.
Go down into the locker. So come on down below. You should be able to go. There should be a box down right here up on the wall, and you should be able to select. Where the hell is it? Can't see anything. It's so damn dark in here.
Oh, it's on this wall right here.
There you go. There you go. Should be able to pick your stuff from there. We got to turn out the lights in the boat too, because it's a dead giveaway when you got the lanterns on. People can see your shit.
I don't
That's
want people to see my dinghy.
That's a rookie move, man. Keeping your lights on. You don't want to see this little tiny floater.
That's right.
All right, did you pick your stuff? You got at least a sword and probably what do you call it? A pistol?
I have weapons. I just don't know how to get them.
Nice. All right.
Equip them.
Well, you press the Y button. That brings up your stuff. Press your right trigger.
There you go. Yay.
Press your Y button to switch.
Oh.
Now there's an ammo crate on the ship, so it's right here on the floor. It's got the little gun icon. So if you need to get more bullets, you only got 5, so you got to use them sparingly. There should be some on the island, but outside of that, you're kind of pooched. All right, so let's get ready to go.
No spray and pray.
I'm gonna jump off this side here and go toward those palm trees. Hopefully there's no sharks in here. I'm gonna find out in a second.
Rat bastard animals.
They picked us a shitty island. The first island, we get 3 treasures, and it's like a shitty one with no dock on it or something. I already hear the music. Yeah, every Assassin's Creed game is not playable on Xbox. Music. That is awesome. All right, here we go. All right, so let's get into some topics. We can come back with some more questions a little bit later on. Well, I guess I always ask this one. What is your favorite music and what is your favorite band? And same thing with movies. Do you have a type of movie that you like? What's your favorite band? Or favorite movie, favorite music?
Favorite movie, that's a tough one. Because I like gangster style, old gangster movies. Like Casino, Goodfellas. That kind of stuff. And of course I have a couple favorites like The Office and stuff like that. So.
Well, The Office is a good show.
As far as music, yeah. As far as music, I'm all over the place. I listen to everything.
Gotcha.
So I kind of where I grew up. We listened to, what the hell was that?
That's skeletons. Now you can block by holding your left trigger. You don't have a target or to kill on your gun, so it's a little tough to aim. So we got to figure out where we are in this map. And we got to find those treasures. So let me just see here. Okay, yeah, we're at the top of the island, I think, right now. So there should
snakes,
be.
what the fuck?
Yeah, you can charm the snakes with your musical stuff, and they're easier to kill. Otherwise, they take 3 or 4 hits. You need bananas to, watch this, I'll charm the snake. Oh, you spit at me, little bastard.
I hate when your snake spits at you. Come on now.
That was dead.
Like I'm trying to charm you.
Need a banana?
Yeah.
Right. There should be a treasure around here somewhere. So what band did you say you like the best, music-wise?
Music-wise, I was saying I'm all over the place. I kind of listen to everything, even your beloved country. I listen to country music.
Okay.
Most people hate country, but it's whatever mood I'm in. I mean, I'm from like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, to big band 1920s, to Metallica, Slayer.
Right. Nice. You're all over the map.
I'm everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, it's just like my gaming. It doesn't really matter what genre it's in or whatnot. If it's a good game, I'm gonna fucking play it. If it's a shit game, I'll give it a shot. But that's probably about all it'll get.
Okay, I gotta figure out where we are in this map here. Hang on, I'm not to avoid the topic, but I'm trying to figure out our bearings. Because there's one thing that goes up around a hill. Oh, you found one.
Hey, I found it.
Nice, nice job.
What the fuck?
Okay, so we got the one. Yeah, we got the basically. Okay, so if we head straight across here to this side, we should find the next one. should be over here. Let me just double check how close it is. That was good. That was a good dig, man. Yeah, it should be like we just came out through the clearing.
Want me to pick this thing up?
And it should be over here. Yeah. No, just leave it right there for the moment. Because we still got to bring it back to the ship. So just leave it there because we can see it.
I'll put it with these barrels over here.
22 types of music. Yeah, good and bad. That's true.
There you go.
Well, what's one type of music you can't listen to? You know? I know you don't want to offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but
actually, I don't think there is. Polka, yeah, definitely no polka for me. Polka? I can't stand that freaking accordion. I can't stand that. Not that it's bad. It's just I can't stand the accordion. I don't like the tone. But I mean, I listen to opera. Phantom of the Opera is my all-time favorite.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, considering your name is, I think I found another one. Yeah, found the second chest. I'll bring this one over by the other one. So. Alright, cool. What's going on, Bonbon? What's going on, Jago, Spider-Man, Grain, Kuristina, Stinking Corpse, everybody that's here. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. Alright, let's bring that one back over to where the other one is.
Remember, I'm a pirate.
All right, we're going to get into some topics, guys, and this one wasn't on the list, but I'm going to start off with this one. It looks like there was an article by Gaming Bolt, and it looks like apparently Brandon, what the hell is his name? Brandon Green from Bluehole PUBG basically stated that it looks like they're basically at this point in time they're fuck, look out for this guy. He's got a fucking barrel explosive. This is fucking new. They never did that before. Never saw that.
One shot.
Running at you with an explosive barrel. No, I know, nice, but I've never seen that. That must be new to the update, too. I've never seen that on this game. But anyway, Brandon Green, he basically states that PUBG at this point in time, they're looking to basically rework the code. Kind of almost like remaking the game, essentially, in layman's terms, but reworking the code to the point where the game is more efficient. They need less patches to make it run smooth. So what do you think of that? Do you think, I guess, a more refined PUBG experience will bring people back into the fold? Because if there's one thing I've heard when people are talking about PUBG versus Fortnite is how smooth Fortnite runs and stuff compared to sort of how clunky and stuff that, PUBG is overall. So do you think that could bring some people back or not?
That's its biggest issue. I mean, I understand that it's in preview program and everything like that, but when you're hitting 5 million players and you're bringing in all this money and now you're, basically being backed by Microsoft, there's no reason for me to play on a new map when previous maps still don't render all the buildings and everything like that. That should have been number one fix.
Right.
I do understand that it was on PC beforehand, so that's even more of a turn off for me. Hey, you fucking skeleton bastard! You're chewing your fucking face. See how you like it.
Well, I think it's a good thing. Like, I mean, anything that can help the game run and looks better at the end of the day it's only good for the product before, because obviously that game had problems from the get-go and they never seemed to be able to solve it. So if actually having to rework it does the trick, then I'm all for it. Because I would like to see a smoother frame rate in the game. I'd like to see less like pop-in and glitching and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely for me too. I'm a big PUBG player, and so I'm all for whatever they bring to make the game better. For me, like Fortnite, I was part of the early adopters of Fortnite with the Save the World mode. There wasn't no Battle Royale anything. But I get why people like that Battle Royale. I mean, when it works, there's no real glitches or issues.
Right.
And,
I think people like the intensity of coming down
fun.
to the wire, you know. I think that's the catch is that, yeah, it starts off slow, but by the time you get down to the end, there's no denying there's an intensity to it that not many games can do. There's got to be a treasure around here somewhere. There's an old dead guy here, too.
I mean, and that's my thing about Fortnite, is I can't build to save my freaking life. I have an Elite controller, and yeah, I can, you know, fumble around with it and probably get good. You know what I mean? But it's not my style of Battle Royale. I mean, I played the new Realms Royale. I like that.
Okay.
It's that same cartoonish style Battle Royale game, but there's no building involved. It's all about, you know, finding weapons, forging legendary weapons, and picking your class kind of stuff.
Right.
Kind of Battle Royale, which I dig. All I'm finding is dirt, Newf.
Yeah, there's got to be one here somewhere because we're in the right area, but I can't see shit either. Okay. Like, and the problem is, the fucking sun hasn't come up in this game since we started. It's been pitch black. I can't see shit. Oh.
Oh, what? Don't you dare. Get away from me. Oh, shit. Ow, you bastard.
Ow.
Killed me. Skeletons.
What's up,
Are
Salty?
they pissed off because I killed their zombie friends in State of Decay? I mean, come on now.
It might be. Like, according to the map here, it says it's like it's right next to basically where we just got that last one. It's right out through the clearing here. It's next to the rock cliffs.
Hanging around with Davy Jones. What the hell?
Because apparently you go up around the rock cliff here. There's like a pathway. Right? So it's around here somewhere. On this side.
How the hell did I get off this ghost ship?
Oh, did you die?
Yeah, I got blown
Okay,
to shit.
okay. Okay, so you gotta just wait and then step out through the door when it opens. The guy rings the bell, you walk out through, and you should respawn. I think you respawn back on our ship here.
Hey.
Like I said, I wish it would brighten up. I guess I'm gonna do a friggin' lantern, I guess. Oh my god, like how dark is it here? It's gotta be out here somewhere. It's around this side. Alright, let's yeah, okay.
Nice.
I'll be up here with no ammo, and then the friggin' those explosive assholes will come at me again.
If I get eaten, I'm gonna be.
All right, so let's move on to the second question. So Spider-Man looks like it's running 1440p, 30 frames per second on the PS4 Pro. There's always talk about performance on games, etc., etc. Do you even care about something like that? Do you even play it? First of all, do you even play on the PS4 at all, or?
I mean, I have. I don't own one, but I have, just because being at E3, I get invited to like Bethesda's events and stuff like that, and they showcase some of the stuff on PlayStation 4s, and oh, what the fucking skeleton ass bastards! They're just trying to blow me up. So yeah, I have played on PS4.
Okay, but what about? This would be Xbox Phantom Salty's Gaming, Xbox Phantom E9. So, yeah, he's my guest this evening. It was in San Diego. Let's go to E3. He's a big Xbox fan. He's using an ambassador for the product. But anyway, so yeah, like, you think it's a big deal, though? Like, the fact that it's running 30 or 1440 is... I mean, I don't think for me personally that's not going to be a deal breaker, because I don't really care as long as the game is good, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome anyway, but some people might have issues, and I'm sure lots of people will do comparison videos and be like, oh, you know, it's crap because it doesn't run 60 or blah, 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 but it's kind of a pretty big game and looks pretty graphically intense, so...
Yeah, and my thing is once people start getting all bent out of shape about, it's 1440, 30, 60. Who the fuck cares?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is look at Quantum Break. What did it run at? It didn't run at 60. It was an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is it's whatever they're. What the hell is attacking me?
We're getting attacked by
skeletons.
skeletons, and I think they must have made the night cycle like permanent in this game or something, because the fucking sun still hasn't come up yet. Like, come on.
So I mean, depending on how they utilize the engine that the game runs on, it doesn't really matter what frames per second it runs at. Because there are some games that are graphically intense that run good, and there's no issues at 30 frames. And there are some that run good at 60. It's all how they utilize the engine and everything.
Let's go grab these 2 damn treasure chests and fucking bring them to the boat. Tired of looking for this one. Can't see shit. I don't know where everything is.
I had a lantern thing. There we go.
Where do we drop them? They're like right around here somewhere.
Slowly remembering. Oh, they're by the barrels right here.
Let's go bring these back to the ship.
I mean,
Can't even find the ship now, probably.
that's to your left. Your left.
I see it. I see the mast.
Can I swim up, or will I sink?
Yeah, you just point toward the top. You'll go. Hopefully we can get there though before sharks, because sometimes there's sharks.
Shit.
Dude, like
I'll
the
be the
sun.
first one to
Ever
get
since we
fucking
left
eaten.
the dock, we haven't seen the sunlight in this game. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. It's been like pitch black since we got to this island. Like, can't see shit.
Bunch of rat bastards. I swear Rare hates me sometimes. It's like I'm trying to get to the studio, I swear.
Okay, there we go.
But that's a mission to get there.
Alright, let's put the treasure chest down in the... oh my god, am I gonna fall off the boat? I can't see shit.
I'll put mine downstairs in the hidden somewhere.
Finally, there we go. I'll go back and get some more
the
bullets
hell
and
did I
stuff.
put this
Stock of
bastard down?
bananas.
There we
Just
go.
push your B button. Okay.
I'll
Okay,
put
grab
mine
some.
under
Grab
here.
some. I want to play that I want to play that Zombie Army trilogy again later. I'm fucking addicted to that now. That game's fun.
Yeah, I saw you playing it.
Playing that earlier today. Yeah, well, it's on the Game Pass. So like, dealers like, hey, you want to try this out? So it's like, sure. So tried it the other day, and I was actually quite impressed. I was like, this is pretty cool. And I'm gonna wait till the sun comes up on this damn game here before I go back to that damn island. Yeah, Stinking Corpse was playing with us today. It was pretty good. We had Grain. And we had Zolker.
I got it.
It's good. All right, so bottom line is, it's not a big deal. Like I said, like Spider-Man's going to be a good game. I know it will. Whether it's going to be like, a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, but I think it's going to be solid. It's Insomniac. I think the game's going to look good even on the base model PS4. I don't know why everybody's making a big deal out of this stuff, but I'm just saying, it's an article and people are going to make stuff of it and whatever. But end of the day, people are still going to buy that game in droves. So.
Right. And the other thing people have to realize too, it's not the hardware that pushes the game. It's the developer that pushes the game. So regardless of, I mean, look at people who have, $3,000 PCs and they're running games and they look like shit. It's because the developer hasn't utilized it to that powerful of specs. And that's the same thing as whether it's the X or the PS4 Pro version. Unless they can fully utilize the power out of a PS4 Pro or the X, the games are going to be what they are because of the developer. It has nothing to do with Microsoft, has nothing to do with PlayStation. It has to do with the individual studios.
Exactly, and we've already seen that now. Yeah, and we've seen that now that like there's studios now that had some time to really tinker with the X. They're starting to get more out of it already. as opposed to the first batch of titles where developers kind of just went back and, reworked some code to make it run at a higher resolution. Now we're really starting to see developers, they're really starting to push the 60 frames, higher resolutions. We're getting multiple game modes now, which is friggin' awesome.
Take a banana. Yes.
So next topic, let's
Why don't
go
you
to the
eat
next one. Next one is a good one. State of Decay 2, it's been pulling in some massive user numbers. It's done really well, and from a sales perspective, I think it's already outpaced Microsoft's initial expectations. Now, you played a chance to play the game. As a matter of fact, you were playing it tonight. So what's your impression of State of Decay 2 overall? I mean, do you think it got a lot of unwanted hate right out of the get-go? And what do you think of its success so far?
I think State of Decay 2 is trash, and nobody should ever play it. Coming from somebody who's already got like 20, 30 hours played in the game.
Right.
State of Decay is one of those niche survival games.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're into real open world, open strategy games, Undead Labs knocks it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you need your handheld, it's not going to be a game for you, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You have to figure out everything. There are hints and tips and stuff like that to kind of get you rolling, but there's no go here and collect, these materials for your base. I like the first one. I put tons of hours in the first one, and I've been waiting for the second one to drop for a while, just because of the co-op aspect.
And do you think the game being in like Game Pass, do you think this is more of a hindrance to a game like State of Decay, or do you think this is actually a benefit to games like that?
I honestly think it's a benefit because there's a lot of flack for the first one. And the people who do have Game Pass, they get to try it out without there being an issue. Like, oh, I'm not going to drop $30 on this game, and, I'm out $30. And so I think it gave Undead Labs a little more exposure as to what kind of genres they can put out, what their game is actually about, instead of people listening to some YouTuber or somebody on Mixer or whatever say, oh, it's a great game, go play it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my whole thing is I'm gonna pick up the game and play it and make my own assumptions on it.
Right.
And if I like it, I like it. I'm gonna play it. And I mean, that's my whole thing of it. But I believe Game Pass is amazing for that aspect. Any new games that come out that never really got the traction as beforehand, now have the opportunity to become something big, and that's what we're seeing with State of Decay 2. Not many people like the first one or even played the first one, but are loving the shit out of the second one, myself included. And I'm glad that they do now have the backing of Microsoft to make the game what it is. I just recently picked it back up.
There you
after
go. You found it. Nice, finally.
Being not playing it for like a few weeks because I got hooked by some other games, but going back and all the patches and updates and fixes that that development team, I don't care what anybody says, they're constantly working on patching and improving that game, and they're all about the community with that.
Well, I think the numbers have been amazing for them. I mean, obviously the game looks like it's a huge success. I think Game Pass certainly takes out the trial and error. I mean, let's just say, for example, if that game was an $80 game, 60 in the States, $80 to begin with, right? It would have took a lot of flack for that. It took a lot of flack even for being a $30 game, which is weird. Like, how can you complain about a game being less money? But the bottom line is that, when it's in Game Pass, anything that's in there definitely takes that trial and error out. It's almost like like how can you go wrong? Like if you don't like the game, good, you're not committed to it. You can delete it from your hard drive. And if you love the game, great. I mean, even if you get rid of Game Pass, you can still go out and buy the game at a discounted price, and at least you know what you're investing in. So I think it's amazing that Microsoft came out with that thing this year to say we're going to put all of our first-party titles in on day and date. It's huge. And, I mean, this month alone, we're seeing some pretty decent titles come to Game Pass, like Vermintide 2, brand new game coming out middle of the month. You had a chance. I think you can still play the beta right now. It's fantastic. If you guys haven't tried it, please download it and give it a shot, because it's kind of like Left 4 Dead meets Lord of the Rings. It's pretty cool. We had a lot of fun playing it a few days ago, that sort of thing. So it's pretty neat. All right, so we can set. So we got to go to an outpost now. So we got to find where we're going here. Actually, I'm gonna turn on a lantern because I can't see shit in here either. All right.
And I like what Spider-Man was saying in the chat, that with the success of State of Decay 2 via Game Pass, really. I mean, State of Decay had a cult following, and it was a pretty big following, and we were the first adopters of it, of the second one when it came out, and more people are seeing it streamed and played and are jumping on board. And now with Microsoft, like Spider-Man was saying, it's going to be, you know, AAA quality title next go round, the third installment. And what was lacking from the first one was the co-op. And what's great about Undead Labs and their development team is they have a very one-on-one relationship with their community, and we've been talking to them a lot about the co-op aspect, and that's what they've been working on for so long. That's why there's such a big gap between State of Decay 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Is them, it's a small development team. I mean, you're looking at, like, Rocket League has a 10-person development team. State of Decay, I think, is around 20-something. And then you look at, like, a Halo or Gears of War, and it's, like, 150 plus.
Right.
You know, so, and it still takes them 4 years to come out with a new Halo or Forza or something like that. And you're looking at what they accomplish in that 4 or 5 years with 1/10 of like a AAA studio. So I think Game Pass, they are definitely going to benefit from it, and I hope everybody gets to experience it. If you're into zombie survival, like Dying Light kind of stuff,
so do you think
it's a different take?
Like Game Pass itself didn't affect the actual sales of State of Decay. People still went out and bought it digitally, and they bought it on disc as well. Because apparently the Game Pass numbers weren't even included in the recent sales figures for the game. So do you think that's also like you think more developers will jump on board with this type of thing? Because I don't know, like some of the big AAA games probably are going to be reluctant because they think they'll make more money, like Call of Duties and stuff. But you take a game like Vermintide 2, which, you know, is not a high-profile game because it comes from a smaller studio, and a game like that can find more life, more usage, and more people playing it, which in turn means better chance of getting revenue out of microtransactions if the audience is bigger, right? So, like, do you think overall that developers will start to lean on this after a while?
I think like you're gonna see like your EAs do it with EA Access.
Right.
So they're gonna bring in their Maddens and stuff like that, since they seem to come out every year. So why not put it in their EA Access, and you pay whatever per month or per year. That way, if they're gonna try out a new game, they don't have to invest a ton in advertisement or pressing discs or any of that stuff. They can just release it as a digital version through their access program. Same with like Game Pass. If, you know, other developers, you know, they want to try out a new game idea, or, you know, smaller studios, bigger studios want to try something out of the ordinary, hey, here's a digital version, we'll put it in Game Pass. We'll cycle it through, say, 3 months with Microsoft, you know, because not all games stay in Game Pass. They do cycle them out. So they can do like a 3-month cycle, see how it takes off or longer. You do get a discount if you buy it through your Game Pass subscription. So
Nice.
I think more developers will look at it as a potential
Potential chance
avenue.
of revenue? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, especially
EA is
to
gonna,
give to
yeah.
people who don't have like a bigger budget. Game Pass is a freaking amazing deal for people on a budget, or even just getting into this gen console. I mean, if you're looking at a Slim for $200 something and Game Pass for $10 a month, which you don't even need live, you can just download the games and play them. You can't play the multiplayer stuff, but you have well over 100 freaking games right there off the bat.
I know.
So
it's phenomenal value.
It's a great opportunity. So I don't see developers miss out on that. I mean, obviously we see more jumping on board.
Well, like, look at Zombie Army Trilogy. Who the hell was playing that game up until, like, it came on Game Pass? Now, like, I got multiple friends playing that game. They've never played it before. Some people are going back and replaying it. And chances are, if you like the game a lot, somebody's going to buy it, even if they don't keep Game Pass. And somebody might even buy some DLC, or they might buy some, you know, some of the microtransactions within the game. So, I mean, I think that's the ultimate thing to keep games active and alive, because if people aren't talking about a game, if people aren't promoting a game, whether they're streaming it or talking about it one way or the other, games tend to die much quicker. I mean, even backwards compat games, as soon as they go backwards compat, you notice that all of a sudden people start playing them again. Even if it is for just 1 or 2 days, the bottom line is that they bring life back to old games, and it means extra revenue. So I know friends have gone out to stores and bought like brand new Xbox 360 games to play them on their thing again, you know? It was pretty cool.
Backwards compat, yeah.
Or
I
getting
dusted
them off
off
the
some
store.
more OG Xbox games just to throw them in. I mean, I got Crimson Skies, you know, OG.
Yeah.
And I threw that in there when that went back compat. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna jump back in on this. I mean, the other thing
get ready
too
to
about,
drop the anchor here, because we're coming in on. I don't want to run aground.
Game Pass too is they release. It gives people the opportunity to buy, say, the DLC or extra stuff. Like Assassin's Creed, they have like a lot of DLC or just character packs, you know, to change your clothes and stuff.
Yeah, Bethesda games are in Game Pass. Fallout 4 is there right now. A great way to get hype for Fallout 76.
Hell yeah.
Drop the anchor, drop the anchor,
my
drop the
thing is once these studios figure out the option, figure it out how to pull in the revenue, then we're going to see a lot of developers get on board with it real fast.
Oh, we better go below, because I think our ship is leaking.
I'm down there repairing shit.
Alright, I'll bail. We basically swung the boat right around the wharf.
I got this.
Did we drop the anchor? Well, it seems like we're drifting away. Okay, no. Wow, we swung right. We almost did a 360 around the wharf. That's crazy.
Said something about a
we gotta go
handbrake slide.
Yeah, we gotta go take the treasure chest off now before somebody comes along and fucking sinks us or something. So just grab whatever.
Alright.
Alright. Crazy Greek Dude says the only thing I regret at trading with is Game Boy Advance in the games. Yeah, Game Boy Advance was pretty cool. Some great games on that for sure back in the day. Alright. Let's get into the next topic. Anyway, Sea of Thieves doing well. I think it's good for the game, great for Game Pass, great for the dev. Microsoft picked them up, like Green was saying, and they're happy that they did, because they could have let them go and somebody else could have swooped them under the rug. So fantastic. Yet another property.
Here comes some crazy guy. Don't do it.
Oh no. Oh, he's waving.
What's happening? I don't know how to wave. I don't want to put it down. You might
I said thanks.
grab it. Oh.
He says I don't know if he's gonna try to kill me or not, but so far so good. I'm almost at the treasure chest. I just sold the treasure chest to him. Yeah. Do you know where you're going? Did you come into the boat? Oh, yeah, hang on. There's a ship that fucking parked right next to us here. What the hell?
We probably like
that's his sloop. Maybe he's by himself, possibly.
Oh, maybe.
Wild what? What is his name? Wild Droid. Our ship is over here. We spun ours right around. Did you bring all the chests in?
There's one left.
No, I don't see it.
I can't swim, Captain.
I don't see it, dude.
Downstairs?
Oh, did you put it in the bottom?
Yeah. I was trying to hide it with my bananas.
I see it. I got it. Just make sure that guy don't kill me when I bring this up, eh?
I got a gun.
Because he's still on our ship here.
What's he doing on our ship? Stealing our cannonballs and shit? Hey, man.
I know he's doing. At least he tried to steal the treasure. Alright.
Get your hands
there we
off
go.
my balls. Yeah.
Alright, we got our chests in. So let's move on to the next one. Master Chief Collection, after all these years. Looks like it's getting a 4K update. What's your impression of that? And does anybody even give a shit at this point in time? Like, I mean, they're obviously still trying to make up for the wrongs of that game when it launched, which is kind of weird, you know? Like, after all these years, you're still picking away at it, which is kind of cool and kind of weird, you know?
Be brief.
Right. I mean, to me, I'm glad that they are, and it might be them testing the waters for the new Halo. What the hell do they call that? It's not Halo 6. It's Halo, I don't know.
Oh, Wild Droid
Something.
and a Wild Drunkard.
Oh, shit. I'm wasted. I was like, what the hell is wrong with my game? Oh, shit. Make me sick.
And let's make friends. Oh, you're drunk? Did you go to the bar?
Wow. Whoa, shit. Oh. If I end up naked on top of a table, delete the VOD. Holy smokes, wow. That's pretty intense.
Is it just me, or has this whole game been practically nighttime since we played? Like, man, the sun's barely been up like 2 minutes. What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. What the hell is that all about?
You fucking do increase the night cycle in this game or some shit, or what?
Ow.
Why are you shooting at me?
Fucking piece of shit. What a jackass. That's alright, I had no money. I had no things and no stuffs. This is Davy Jones.
Boy, you killed me with one shot? What the fuck? These guys decided to be idiots all of a sudden. Well, at least they let us get our treasures on board.
Mm-hmm.
We're both dead anyway. Get wrecked. Yeah, I just got wrecked.
Very up to date. Pirates.
Okay, so
I got wrecked.
So what was your thoughts about the 4K update? Like, do you even care at this point? Do you think it's cool? What's the deal?
It's for the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah.
I mean, is anybody playing that?
Not really.
I mean, I know everybody's on Halo 5 Guardians. And yeah, I've gone back and I went through the Master Chief Collection just because.
Right.
Just because. I wanted something. I wanted to go through the whole lore because there were some in the Halo series that I missed. So I went back and I played them. But a 4K update. Maybe they're looking at it on the aspect of it being a 100 gig game with a 4K patch, and trying to figure out how that's going to work for the next Halo installment. So then, I mean, Halo 5 is a pretty big game in itself too. So that might be
Let's
their
focus.
thinking behind it, like testing the waters before they.
Seek
Because I'm sure it's a pretty simple process since they have everything already remastered and
Right.
they've already ran it through the new SDK of the Xbox One
Crazy
X.
Greed Dude says he played last week. The matchmaking is still a bit of a pain. I find that one thing with the Halo is when you're matchmaking is too much random selection. Like, it seems like you have no say in kind of like what maps you end up playing. Like, even when you're playing 5 all the time, it feels like I end up playing the same, like, 3 maps, even though they have, like, a shit ton of maps. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like I'm always playing the same 2 or 3 somehow. It's really fucking weird, and I hate it.
Yeah, the rotation's kind of janky.
Like, how come you can't
sure.
vote on it, or you can't sort of pre-select yours? Unless you're doing a private match, it's like you got no control over what gets played, and I hate that.
Or at
Does
least like a
Halo
vote
5 have
map.
voting?
I think Guardians has voting.
Maybe. Yeah, probably it does. I don't know, but half the maps.
But they still pick like certain maps that you can vote on.
Right.
So. And if you got a bunch of jackasses, you're going to be playing the same maps anyway.
All right. Well,
So just
it's
keep
kind of a
voting
dead
for that
topic.
map.
I think it's cool that they're still going back and refining the game and making it, I guess, better for people that are just picking it up or people that just can't get enough of the classics. But at the end of the day, it's here and there. Here's one. Nintendo stock has been plummeting recently, especially after E3. They didn't have a big showing outside of Pokemon and spent half a show doing Super Smash Brothers. So their stock's been plummeting. I think while the Switch is still kind of doing okay, I don't think third parties are exactly lighting it up on the Switch yet. I think Nintendo's still the ones killing it. And if it wasn't for their games, I don't know if the Switch would be even afloat right now. So what do you think about Nintendo's stock plummeting? They say they've got more games in the pipeline that they just didn't show at E3. So you think they're legit? Do you think they got anything to show? And what do you think of that?
I knew this was coming like last year when the Switch launched and it was hard to get and it seemed like Nintendo was kind of holding stock back to create that false hype for the system. Because you have to think the Wii U failed completely.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that to happen again. And honestly, the Switch is a great system. It's not my main system,
my friend.
for definite, but
Right.
they kept hyping up third-party support, and yeah, we got Doom and Skyrim, and a few other games that I don't know. So that means they must be pretty freaking awesome because I couldn't name them. I mean, Near Automata, not Near, but Bayonetta 2's on there, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But they stepped away from E3 and stopped doing their own showcase. They do this treehouse stuff, which is only going to pertain to the Nintendo fans. Where that's why PlayStation still does their E3 briefing. That's why Microsoft still does theirs. Everybody else still does theirs at E3 during E3
Yeah.
to catch people who aren't into their system or games to maybe wow them. But Nintendo hasn't had anything to wow anybody with. Breath of the Wild came out. Okay, that's over and done. Mario Odyssey, that's over and done. Mario Kart, that's over and done. Smash Brothers, over and done. I mean, where's the third party? That's what
Right.
people want to see. Fortnite, yeah, but that's after E3. So I think they kind of they'll bounce back, but it's going to take some time. I think with the help, the cross-play and stuff like that, more and more people are going to buy into the Switch
Right.
and actually use it. But I don't know how everybody's going to react when they got to pay for their subscription here in November.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly. Well, I
another
mean,
thing.
it's
That's
not a
another
big
hurdle.
Yeah, it's not a big investment, but Nintendo hasn't proven that they do online very well yet. They have no infrastructure. They got no store essentially on the Switch. The Switch is basically nothing right now, but just a base to play a game on. There's no Netflix. There's no extra apps. It's not a very attractive thing if you're a multimedia type person at once. Because I think it's a great little system. It's nice to take it everywhere, but I don't want to play their games constantly. Like, it'd be nice to have something like Netflix and different things on it. So I think if, they might be jumping the gun thinking this thing is going to be lightning in a bottle for the next 4 or 5 years, but I think I agree with you. I think they've already struck their lightning in a bottle, and it could be downhill swiftly from here. I mean, sure, they got Smash Brothers, but like for me, like I had to turn off their show because I got so sick of them playing Smash Brothers that it drove me nuts. I mean, fucking, they spent like what 40 minutes on one game. They're showing you every single character and all their special moves. I'm like, does anyone really give a shit that much? Like, I was just like, man, this is, and then fucking Pokemon and all this stuff, and I was like, like, man, like Nintendo needs to get some games too that appeal to the fact that they're some of their audience is not 13 years old anymore.
Right.
I guess they're relying on third parties. They're relying on third parties, but then the third party stuff is only like versions of Xbox One stuff. And it's worse. So it's like, do you want to go out and spend $80 again buying Wolfenstein 2 when you already bought it on the X and it's much better on the Xbox? That's my thing.
Right. What I honestly think happened with the shareholders is they were told that we got this new system that we're working on called the NX. And we want to put it out there, and this is what it is going to be. And I think they were pushed into releasing the Switch early by shareholders because of the failure of the Wii U. And so it came out because you would think Breath of the Wild should have came out on the Switch bundled. No matter what. That in itself proves that it was launched early for whatever reason. I don't know.
Heck, they could have even put in that 1-2 Switch game, which I thought was fucking bogus. They're charging $80 for a little gimmicky ass game that should have been included, right? So Spider-Man's like, yeah, but it's Smash Brothers, Newf, and I'm like, yeah, I know, right? It's like, is it that fucking big of a deal? I never did. I understand the game is decent and stuff, but I never did get the fucking big infatuation with it. Like the way the fans are freaking out when they did the unveil. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like it's just a fucking a side-scrolling fighting game with Nintendo characters. I don't see the big hoo-ha, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a salty fucker that just doesn't care for Nintendo much anymore, but. Oh, we're on up on a rock again. Trying to get us away from this damn shore. We got water coming in. Fucking what a stupid ass port this is. Are you on the ship? Dave? We have lost Dave. I think I got water coming in, yeah. That's the best I could do, man. It's not exactly like a car we're riding here,
Yeah, hold on. We're having...
See, Green's like, I give zero fucks about Smash Brothers. I'm like, no doubts, right?
Yeah, my whole thing with Smash Brothers and the whole Switch and everything like that is it was rushed. It felt rushed. Everything about it felt rushed. And Smash Brothers and everything else isn't going to save it. It should have come out this year at E3 with Breath of the Wild, with Mario Odyssey, all big boom. That thing would have blown up.
Well, you can't blow all your wad in one shot, though. Right?
Well, I don't know. I pay $5.99 sometimes just for that. But the stock falling, it's going to fall just because the games haven't been there yet. I think they're around the corner and they're in development. I mean, same predicament that Xbox is in, but Nintendo will get the pass on it because they're Nintendo.
That's right. Hang on, I'm just going to see where we're going next here. We're gonna okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy for Nintendo that they have success. I don't know if it's gonna be if it's going to continue. A lot of people say that their numbers are going to come back and surpass the Xbox. I'm skeptical on that. They're already doing much better than the Wii U, which is fantastic, and in some cases, I think they're already doing better than the initial Wii launch. But look, we also saw how the Wii started extremely strong too in its first 2 or 3 years, and really started to wander off down the backstretch because they never had a lot of great games, and people sort of got over the fact that there was a gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a gimmick that got sold on a gimmick. But the Switch has a little something more than a gimmick,
Yeah,
where
it
it's
does.
portable.
And it still has the motion control.
It does have the
has
gimmick
best
of the
both
Wii,
worlds.
and yeah. And what I think hurt them after E3, hate it or not, was their Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, my wife and my kids, they're like fanatics. I mean, Pokemon Go, this, that. Half my
Right.
office is Pokemon, the other half's Xbox, you know. So, and everybody was looking forward to the next Pokemon game. And that's their big seller. As much as everybody thinks it's Mario or Zelda, Pokemon outsells all of them.
Yeah. That's true.
Hands down. That's their money. That's their market. And if they want to branch out to a bigger market, it's going to be slower. And I think their shareholders are seeing that, hey, this growth isn't as big as we thought it was going to be. Well, you're trying to branch out to, you know, a different group of gamers now. It's going to take time for people to come to you. And so they kind of got a little meh. But they'll bounce back. They always do. How strong they'll be depends on where they go forward with their subscription
Christina is a fellow
stuff.
Pokemon addict right here. I don't hate Pokemon. I have no like disdain for it. I'm just not a fan. I never grew up on it. Never got the big the kick behind it. I don't care if people like it or not. To each their own. That's what I say. Like, if you love it and you like it, whatever, then by all means, like, go right ahead. I mean, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not hurting me. If you want to play it, or Pokemon Go, or whatever's the big fucking thing, that'd be my guess. You know, cool on Nintendo. I actually thought the Pokemon, the ones they did show off, kind of looked kind of neat. Was it Pokemon Eevee and Pokemon whatever? They actually kind of looked a little bit interesting. But, yeah. Yeah, well, Nintendo won't release a traditional console anymore. Like Rain says, they wish you'd release a traditional, and I don't think they will, because the space is so crowded with Sony and Xbox really like knocking it out of the park. Like a Me Too console, I think, would be dead on arrival. I think they'd have trouble with that. I really do. If they had the same graphic capability, their console was virtually, I mean, that they find different things because that's their selling point, right? Like the Wii has become a secondary console for people. Most people don't buy it as their primary. Most people are buying the what do you call it, the Switch, like as their secondary, as a portable option, right? I think we might have lost Dave again. So the next topic, I don't know if Dave is still here, but the next topic is just about Project Scarlet. It's been coming up in a lot of rumors. Some people speculate Microsoft is going to try and beat Sony to the punch by releasing it a little bit early. There might even be multiple SKUs, is what we're hearing. So I don't know where Dave is to talk about it, but yeah, and I think Nintendo is very comfortable with that second spot because they're doing really well. They know that Xbox players are buying it, Sony players are buying it, you know, and they're making a killing with their titles alone. They're just knocking it out of the park, you know. They're making great games, there's no question. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey was fantastic. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, well, I had a lot of complaints about it, was still a great game. You know, they're doing pretty good. I'm sure Smash Brothers is going to be a phenomenal game. If I had a Switch, maybe I'd pick it up, but I don't. I just recently got rid of my Switch. I don't necessarily regret it at this point in time, but it is what it is. It just, I found myself, I just didn't play it enough. After I beat Mario Odyssey, after I, you know, kind of played the crap out of Mario Kart, this wasn't really much else to keep me there, you know. A lot of the third-party stuff, I've already got it on Xbox, and it's better there. So, like, I don't want to go out and spend basically buying every game, like, twice, you know, just because it's on the Switch. So, I don't know what happened to Dave, but it looks like we lost some guys. His audio, I think he's still in the chat. Yeah, but we don't have his audio anymore for whatever reason. So, bear with us. Hopefully he comes back to finish out the show, because we're running down to the end of it. If not, I'll have to do the outros for him. That's it. I killed him, eh? There you go. I heard him come back.
Kind of in and
There you
out.
go. He's in and out. He's in and out, just like a penis.
Yeah.
In and out. In and out,
Without
just like
the
a
happy
tampon.
ending.
In and out like a tampon without the happy ending. No, I'm playing. This is the disc version of Sea of Thieves. I buy everything on discs. I'm still gonna, if I want the game, I'm still gonna buy it on disc. Because when Game Pass runs out for me, I'm not renewing. I didn't even ask for this Game Pass. My buddy just fucking bought it for me because he wanted me to try it so I can give an honest opinion of it. But when it's done, I'm not renewing. I don't care. I'm just not doing it. That's just me. I know it sounds stupid, but anyway. So I was talking about Project Scarlet. Lots of rumors going around. Some people think Microsoft's going to try to beat Sony to the punch this generation, and there's also rumors about multiple SKUs going around. What sort of rumors and things have you heard at all, Dave? Do you think there's a possibility we see another Xbox maybe next year, or maybe the one after? What do you think? I just got to answer Christina. Christina, I did sell Sea of Thieves. I actually traded in my original copy and then went out and got it again several weeks later. So this is actually my second copy of the game. Just thought I'd let you know.
There we go. Should be fine
Go
now.
ahead. What's your thoughts?
As far as Scarlet goes, I think they just hinted at they're working on it.
Right.
They saw the success of the Scorpio and the X, and that they were actually able to build a system that can do everything they want. And now they're looking at next gen, which is fine. The Xbox One as a gen is almost over as far as life cycle goes, and the X is what is eventually going to be discounted when whatever comes out, and everybody will upgrade from the S to the X. Because you don't have to worry about losing your games. Everything's forward compatible. Everything's going to be backwards compatible. All your accessories, everything will still carry up. So there may be a couple ecosystems where you're going to have Scarlet's ecosystem here in maybe a couple years. You're going to have the X and the S and the 1, but they're going to build from the top and scale to everybody else.
Right.
Which is going to make things super easy, especially with their development kit that they have. So if Scarlet comes out, whatever, 2020, 2021, it's going to come out with Halo.
Yeah. If it came out next
Halo.
If it came out next year, though, are you ready for it? That's a good question. Would you jump in and buy it day one?
I would, just because that's what I do.
Right.
But because I have day one editions, just because I like the day one. As far as if somebody, if that wasn't me, I wouldn't be on board with it right away. Because there's nothing wrong with the X.
No.
And unless there's some crazy technology coming out in this next iteration of the Xbox One, because it's going to be that same family. We already know it's going to be Xbox One something. They're going to stay in the same whatever family.
Right.
Get rid of generations.
Yeah, Spider-Man just bought his.
Families.
Spider-Man just bought his X last month, and he's loving it so far. Like, He'd been wanting one for a while. He had to watch a lot of us brag and talk about all the X-Enhanced games. Now he's got one. He's just like, damn, you know what I mean? And no, you can definitely see it. I mean, if you play enough games, and you got especially if you got a good TV, you can notice the difference. No problem whatsoever. You know, just the games shine. I mean, personally, I'm not ready for an Xbox next year. I hope we don't see one at least till 2020, maybe even 2021. I'll be happy with. I just hope that whatever they come out with has got a disc drive option. If they make a couple of SKUs, great. I'm not ready to get rid of my discs yet. Plus, I like the option to be able to watch my Blu-rays and 4Ks. So that's always nice. So yeah, I hope they have the discs, and I think they will.
I think Microsoft is also going to be testing the waters too, because they want to see how well the 4K content comes. Because you can't put out a 4K machine, the Pro, the X, whatever, if there's no content. Right. The content we do get is from the games. But gamers also watch movies. We also, so they got to give developers time to build those assets in 4K. I mean, you're looking at, of course, AAA first-party games are coming out with 4K assets. But the third-party are now coming around, and it's like months later, look at Doom. How long did it take for Doom to get their 4K assets? So they're going to tread the waters and see. They're going to keep pushing their development, and they may already have like a development kit out that they're just going to tweak for a while until they get it right at a right price point. But I honestly feel it's going to be a Halo launch console.
Yeah.
It's the new Slipstream Slipspace engine.
Slipspace engine, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of power that thing uses. But if they're talking Scarlet, it's got to be developed for Scarlet.
Yep.
I mean, I'm in school getting my bachelor's in game art and design right now, and I've worked with the Unity engine. I've worked with the Unreal engine, and the things you can do just to create like this water right here.
Yeah.
When you have the power of the X, it makes it so much easier. So instead of having 100 pinpoints of action, because you're limited as to power of the console, you can actually make it 1,000. And I think that's where they're going and what they're looking for, and they're going to test the waters. We're going to see more footage of the new Halo running with the X specs. But it's just hinted out there, I think, just because, we had a lot of people in the community not real solid answers that PlayStation 5 was coming and blah, blah, blah. And I think it was just kind of put out there that, we're working on the next console too, but, you know.
A lot of speculation.
We have
people like to speculate and then come up with their own assumptions. So, I'm not worried about it. Microsoft will announce stuff in due time.
Yeah. If it was going to come out next year, 2019, it would have been talked about at E3.
Yeah.
During the briefing.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yeah, I don't think so. And plus, the X is still the new smell is still on the X. So they want to maximize sales of the console generation they're in right now before they kind of, throw them overboard. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't think we'll see it next year. Moving on, I guess final topic of the evening before we get into some personal questions. Shenmue 1 and 2 got a release date for Xbox, PlayStation, etc. Those games are up for pre-order right now, and we know that 3 is supposed to come out sometime in the near future, but we don't know exactly when. Actually, it was one of the missing games from E3 this year, and I thought it was kind of weird that they didn't show anything. But what about you? Are you excited for this franchise? I mean, the fact that they're coming out in HD. That sort of thing. I know there's some people in the community that are very excited about. Here's the island we're going to, by the way. We're here finally. Get ready to drop anchor here. I'm gonna raise the sail. Get us closer. Oh, I can see something shining on the island. Drop that anchor. Just good. Because it's shallow here, so we'll rip the boat, so. Alright, let's go figure out where that treasure is. So anyway, last time was Shenmue, so, I mean, you said you've never really played it, I think, earlier to me, so you probably don't really care about the game too much, I guess.
Oh, there's a skeleton in the water off to the left. Put those in those exploded barrels.
Got a message in the bottle, too. Oh, fuck. Wow, he came right out in the water on me. Yeah, lots of people gone digital, and that's cool. I respect everybody's decision. Like I said, I like to be discs. That's just me. I'm a disc kind of guy. I like the physical. I know the physical, it doesn't really do much anymore. It's more just a DRM license than anything. I kind of get it, but still, I kind of like to hold stuff in my hands. I kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just me.
My whole thing on the Shenmue stuff is, dang, on spot, is I wasn't a big fan of it. It didn't pull me in at first. I mean, it is HD, and my tastes have changed as I've gotten older in gaming. I mean, I wasn't really a big Fire Emblem Warrior.
Grab that message in the bottle right there.
But I may look at this remaster HD re-release kind of.
Well, the thing is, as far as I know, it's a remaster. I don't know if they're going to repair or do the controls or anything, because, you know, Shenmue's a bit older. It was made on an older console for the Dreamcast originally, and it had that one-stick analog control and stuff like that. So, like, it's a little dated. I don't know how it's going to hold up now. It'll probably look a lot better. You'd be able to play it in HD, but I mean, I was a fan of the first game. The second one I kind of missed out on, and it was great at the time. You know, I mean, at the time it was a real game that really set the bar high. It was kind of one of its generation's top titles, you know, especially for setting graphics. I remember the Dreamcast, it was a holy, look at this, you know. But I mean, you know, I think right now it's a nostalgia thing, and people are taking advantage of that aspect, but I don't know if once you start playing, I don't know if it's going to be as good as people remember it being, that sort of thing. So,
right, and that's like me when I picked up Rare Replay when it came out. I was like, oh my god, these games, oh man. And one of my favorite games by Rare was back on the NES called RC Pro-Am, and I played the shit out of that game, you know. And I got into it, I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it brought back all the memories and stuff like that, but there's some games that should be left as memory.
Yeah.
Unless it's completely reworked and revamped, redone, controls and everything.
Okay, you just steer the boat while I figure out where we're going here.
I'll try.
I gotta find us an outpost. Because we gotta return this treasure chest. This will be our last thing before we mosey off. Because we're down to the... Sorry, and you can go ahead with... I'm trying to find the outpost.
Let's see. I mean, a lot of game remasters like Rogue, Assassin's Creed Rogue, the remaster, is amazing. It's that whole Black Flag style stuff. I like Black Flag. But the controls were already good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll steer now. We're on east. Take us east, man. Yeah. Grain says he still plays RC Pro-Am and the Rare Replay.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not gonna knock it. I still play it, but I'm like, how the hell did I play this?
I know, some of those games, especially the really early Rare games,
like
some of those
D-pad games.
Was it like Wolf's Lair or whatever the hell? Some of those early games that they had that looked really like, oh man, they were bad. Some of those are just terrible.
So, I mean, that's my thing, is like, nostalgia is a bitch. Everybody likes it because it brings back those great memories of, you know, past great times, you know, LAN parties and all kinds of
well, that's what stuff. I tell people. Everybody's like, oh, they should bring out GoldenEye. But it's like, dude, they already did make a remake to GoldenEye a few years ago with, what's his name, Daniel Craig. They just switched out the guy, but it's basically the same game with dual stick controls. Nobody really bought it and cared. They just want what Pierce brought. But if you played that old N64 GoldenEye, trust me, I played it like a few years back, and I was like, man, this shit's bad. Like, it was great at the time, but it's fucking bad now. Like, you can't play it with those old crappy controls. The graphics are terrible. The game is super short. There's nothing to it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it was great at the time. In 1996, GoldenEye was a revolutionary title. But in fucking 2018, GoldenEye is just like every other old game that was on the N64. Mostly garbage. Like, even I went back and played Conquer, and the fucking Conquer's Bad Fur Day is crap compared to Conquer Live and Reloaded on the Xbox. Like, not only are the graphics much improved, but they improved the camera angles, they improved the dual stick control. Like, the Live and Reloaded was such a much better version in every sense of the word, right? And that's because they had better technology to do it, and they revamped the game. So this is what I tell people, like, nostalgia is not what people think it is. 16-bit is not so bad, because 16-bit games, you're basically running left to right, and you're jumping and shit. It's not, you know, like, they don't age as nasty. Some of the 16-bit games are bad. Like, some of the bad games are really bad. But, like, you can play Super Mario World, or you can play Sonic the Hedgehog, and those games are probably as good today as they were when you fucking first played them, right?
Right.
Oh, we're getting fired at.
Cannonball.
Oh, it hit us, too. That was from the island. Who the fuck's firing? Is it a skeleton or is it a fucking dude up? We got a hole in the boat, dude. Go repair it.
I need wood.
It might be one of their fucking idiots on the fucking, because there's a boat on the island there, and they might be shooting at us.
Rat bastards. Let me get a cannonball.
Oh fuck! There's somebody on board. What the fuck? Where'd he come from? Dude, you might want to kill the guy that's on the ship. He's gonna steal our shit. He fucking swam out to the boat. You know? No, you know what he did? He launched himself out of the cannon and shot himself toward us. This is what happened. This is gonna say he didn't swim up to the boat. He's not that fast a swimmer. I'm fucking dead. Yeah. I'm coming back.
He's trying to get back on.
Little prick. Yeah, no doubt, eh? Fucking assholes in this game sometimes.
Sucker. I shot him with my blunderbuss and blew him overboard.
Didn't even realize he was on board. Oh, did you kill him?
I shot him and he went flying overboard.
Okay. I'm back on. I'm assuming he's not going to be here now. And we got to stay away from that one.
Alright, let me check under.
Okay.
If you want to steer.
Yeah,
sure or not.
Oh, we're way off. We got to go. Fuck, we're going west. We got to go like southeast now.
Son of a bitch.
They put us way off course that time. But anyway, like I said, Shenmue, it is what it is. I mean, it'll probably do okay. Nostalgia will help it sell a little bit and all that stuff. Maybe that'd be a great game to have in Game Pass or something, but I don't think that's going to happen, but...
Right.
Let's see if we're lined up toward where we got to go here. Yeah, we're coming around. I just got to go a little bit more... A little more. There we go. Let's see, did I get it right this time? Can't fucking tell. Yeah, we're heading right for it now. Ancient Spire. Do we still have our treasure chest on board, or did he steal it? No, we still got it. Okay, cool.
Nah, it's down below still.
Nice.
He was trying to get it and I shot him when he came upstairs.
I think that was the last of the topics I think we had for tonight. Actually, you wanted to talk about Realm Real and the Darwin project.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it with the whole PUBG and all that. You know, there's a lot of battle royale games coming out, and I think it's time for PUBG to step it up. Um, Darwin just went free to play. Um, Also, Fortnite free to play for the battle royale side, and then you got Realm Royale,
Right.
and I'm more partial to the Realm Royale side of it than Fortnite because I hate the building. I like the actual gunplay. Realm Royale, you get certain classes, and there's just chests that are specific to your class that you can loot to get better versions of your guns for your class. So it's kind of like a class-based battle royale. It's pretty fun though.
That's right, Green. The remaster's already up for the pre-order. Kind of think of Shenmue as the precursor to Yakuza, without as much of the hand-to-hand combat and all the mafia stuff. You know, it's a little bit more, yeah. All right, so guys, we're kind of running a little bit late here, so let's open up the panel here now for any questions you might have for Xbox Phantom before we close out the podcast. So hopefully we're going to make the final island here and dump our treasure. But now, if you got any questions you'd like to ask them, anything at all, it can be in game related, non-game related. Now is a great time to do so. Gears 5 or Halo Infinite? Bon asks. So which one would you prefer?
For me, I'm Halo all the way. I like Gears and I respect Gears and their story and everything like that, but Gears has never really grabbed me as far as a gamer. The third person kind of stuff isn't my big forte. Halo universe, I like the universe. I like the lore in it and everything like that. So that one has always drawn me.
All right.
But it's pretty much like who's your favorite child kind of question.
Right.
And as long as they're not stepchildren, of course, it's going to be my two own children. So being an Xbox gamer, it's Halo first, Gears second. Maybe on Tuesday it's Gears and then Halo. Right. You know, so
Spider-Man asks, do you think what do you think of Microsoft acquiring Ninja Theory, the devs, good or bad?
I had a feeling that was coming, honestly, because like Phil Spencer's mentioned before, one of the main developers over at Ninja Theory he worked with before, and what Phil's been doing over the last 2 years now since he took over, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Is he's been going back and rekindling relationships with developers that he's known for a long time, that he's had a good working relationship, that he knows their work ethic. And after seeing the outside the box kind of thinking, the new IP, the new ideas, and of course he knows that, hey, if I've worked with this person before, I'm not going to get screwed.
Right.
And what they did with their small development team is like, well, shit, if we get them on board with a good budget, imagine what they could do.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to expand their base, and they've talked about it all the time. There's a great opportunity, and I'm glad that they did. And if you haven't played Hellblade, it's a phenomenal freaking game.
It is a great game. Yes. I got a question for you. What game's achievements are you most proud of? What game was something that maybe you beat or got a lot of the achievements and were like, wow, you know, that was great?
I just got some... I'm not a big achievement hunter.
Neither am
I mean, they come and go, but I don't sit there with a snapped up, you know, like this is your next achievement kind of thing. Even though that's a cool option for people who are. I don't know. I like the diamond achievements when they pop. I don't even care.
Right.
I just I was like, holy shit! I did something good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the best gamer in the world, and I'm no MLG, that's for
Right.
sure.
Right now, I'm proud of any achievement I can get out of Cuphead because that game is fucking phenomenal, but it's
Right?
hard as hell. So any
I'm,
achievement I can get
I'm,
out of Cuphead, I feel like I've earned it.
I'm still on the second area.
Me too, man. I can't get past that fucking candy lady. As soon as she turns it, as soon as that fucking house starts coming at you, like I can't get past the house. It's like, jeez, Louise. Oh man! And I tried playing with a buddy the other week, and one of my friends came over, and I figured this might be easier with my buddy. Now it was actually harder because he kept getting in the way, and he didn't know what he was doing, and I was like, oh man, you're just screwing me up. But we had a blast regardless. We were laughing and having a good time, just dying. So
And Cuphead
it was all
cereal
good.
now, right?
Cuphead cereal. All right, we're coming around here. Bring these treasures in. Bond asked you what your favorite franchise of all time is. You said it at the top. It showed Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Spider-Man knows I love puzzle games. Fuck, I get frustrated anytime I'm playing something with a puzzle in it. Any other questions, guys? Last chance.
To put it in perspective for everybody on how much I love Assassin's Creed, I actually have purchased an actual Assassin's Creed jacket with a hood that costs more than a Scorpio.
Is that a jacket that's got the hood that's got the point on it, like the Assassin's Creed hoods?
Yeah, it's
okay.
very similar to Connor's jacket from Assassin's Creed 3.
Gotcha.
And it is full on. It has leather and silks and everything. It's intense.
Spider-Man asks, what is your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh man. Food. These
quesadillas?
questions, like, which is your favorite kid? Does it go in my mouth?
Anything that doesn't make you shit yourself, right? Something like that. Anything that doesn't give you diarrhea.
And sometimes I do like that food too. That means it's like super spicy. So yeah. Favorite food though, all time. I have it every year on my birthday. Is chicken parm with prosciutto. That's my favorite.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up the show here, guys. I wanted to thank everybody who's came out. I want to thank everybody that'll catch us on the VOD. I'll try to put it up here soon. Again, thanks to Xbox Fandom, E3, for coming out and being my guest. Phenomenal guy. I hope that you guys will give him a follow. Check out some of his Mixer streams. Great dude to talk to. Great guy to play games with. And like I said, he's also very knowledgeable about video games. He's got lots of inside sources. He's, an Xbox ambassador. He's certainly one of Mixer's biggest pushers, and Discord as well. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, man, Phantom. Kind of let everybody know how they can find you, what stuff you're sort of involved in, before we say adieu.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out and hanging out. Like Newf said, I'm a big Xbox ambassador, so I promote the hell out of it. I love the community. I love you guys. That's why I'm passionate about what I do. I do push Mixer as my streaming platform of choice, and I'm very much involved in promoting all streamers, big, large.
That is true.
I've been part of Mixer when it was also called Beam, and so if you do follow me on Mixer, you'll notice that I do have a founder's token for that. And of course, if anybody does want to follow me or get a hold of me, Xbox Phantom E9 is same all across all media, on Twitter, on Xbox, on Mixer. So all that's out there. That's pretty much my spiel. I mean, I love what I'm doing. I love everything Xbox and Mixer, and the community that I've grown to love and be involved in, makes everything that I do that much better. So it's my driving force.
Well said. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of episode 21. I'll try to be more regular with my Mixer episodes. mixing it up with Newf. I love this format. I love talking with people. I think it's great. We get to play a game and we get to shoot the shit and talk gaming at the same time. And we've got great people that come out to watch each and every week. Without you guys, this stuff would not fly. This would be pointless. So I'll be back with more of these. I'll have more great guests. If you're interested in being a guest on Mixing It Up with Newf, if you've never been on and would like to be a guest, all you have to do is send me a DM, and I will try to make sure that you get on here as well. I've had a lot of you guys that are in the chat on here, some still yet to come, but yeah, if you're interested, all you got to do, Newf, I'd love to be on sometime. I'll get you in there. That's how it works. I just can't give you an exact date, but we'll make it happen. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, checking it out, promote the VODs, all that good stuff, and support your small streamers. You know, there's some really great people out there doing mixer stuff that got very little support. And there's a lot of idiots out there that are getting tons of support, and I'm like, why the hell are these people so popular? But hey, it is what it is, right? But anyway, Dave, thanks so much for coming on, my friend. I hope you had a good time tonight, and you probably learned a little bit more about Sea of Thieves too while we were playing. So we did pretty well. We got a couple hauls out of it, and we had a good time. So thanks for being on.
Hey, thank you for having me. It was always
Later,
fun.
everybody.
Always fun.
Catch
Later,
you on the
peeps.
next one.